Greetings and welcome to your Oracle message for the day. I am Kat Morgan and I welcome you to this video, to this channel, and to this space. This is a timeless reading for the collective, so whenever and however you come across this video, it's the right time for you to be getting this message. You've been asking for clarification, guidance, confirmation on something, and this is one of the pieces of information you're going to be getting. The universe gives you synchronicities, gives you coincidences, gives you readings with these keywords that you've been hearing so often, frequently, just in the recent past, that it's beyond coincidence, it's beyond synchronicity. This is a connection that's being made. So welcome. Please feel welcome in this space. The only reason why I'm here is because you're here. So thank you so much. If you haven't already liked and or subscribed and you feel like doing that, you are more than welcome to do so. I don't get any money from these videos. This will never be a monetized channel, but it does help the YouTube algorithm help other people find these videos and find the channel. So we have been going through our mega deck. You can look down below in the description to find out how that was built and what all went into it. But today's card is from my vintage, we're talking dinosaur deck here, 1993. These are Angelic Messengers, and it is from Meredith. Angelic Messenger Cards is the official name of the Oracle deck, and it's by Meredith Young-Sowers. I have not looked in the book to find out what the reading is. I don't remember these readings. I don't remember what it says in the book from time to time. I don't remember the last time I looked at this card. Truthfully, ha ha ha, no pun intended. But I don't remember that I've ever seen it, I've ever drawn it in a public reading before, so I just don't remember it. So anyways, we'll be looking at what it says in the book, and that's pretty extended. There's several sections. It's more like a teaching book. This is the workbook version, the teacher's workbook version that I have. So it's a little more extended, so you guys get a little extra benefit bonus there. Anyway, we'll be going through that in a second, but before we look in the book, we always want to get the energy, the information, the messages that are coming to us directly from the card itself, from the image, from the words that have been chosen, numbers, if those are there. We've got all of it here. We've got all of it here. I think I'm recognizing an orchid bud. If you know any different, you know any better, I'm not a floral expert by any means, but this book in particular, this Oracle deck, it's one of the very earliest ones back before oracles were a thing, back before even the internet was a thing in 1993. So these images aren't so much flashy, want to get your attention. These are introspective. They want you to think. These cards are asking you to think, to consider, to ponder, to go within and ask these important questions. And so I'm recognizing an orchid bud. What the photographer did for this deck is took pictures of various flowers, or even just the parts of flowers where there seemed to be a message. There's a divine revelation that's coming through from these photographs themselves. So these aren't drawings, these are photos. And I know a lot of times, especially cultures that aren't as familiar with all of the technology that we've got, photographs aren't, you don't want to take pictures of people, of people's faces, and Islam is very similar with this, that there's something that you capture the spirit of something when you take their photograph. So we're taking basically that idea and getting the essence, the message, the spirit of the message of the image itself. And if you want to do this, I encourage you to do this. Take your non-dominant hand. So if you're right-handed, take your left hand, place it either on top of the screen, right over the card. If you don't have an interactive screen, obviously if you have an interactive screen, just have your hand hover over it. But inside your palm is one of the base chakra nexus centers for the nervous system, and each fingertip has chakras as well. So we're literally taking that energy, those vibrations, the message that's coming through, the essence of this message from the image itself, and letting it absorb, letting it transfer, communicate, contact us directly. So this isn't something where it's a separation. You know, we have this electronic means of conveying information. Nope. Nope. This is how you get like up close and personal with it. So feel free to do that if you'd like. Again, remembering that you do what is right for you. Don't listen to me or anybody else and just take our word for it. If it doesn't work for you, let it go. If it only resonates with you, do you want to accept it and make it part of who you are? Okay? And with all of that kind of heavy little preface there, intro, we have card number 18, which of course reduces down to a 9. This is the perfected Tesla of the 369 Tesla numbers again, 3 times 3. It is the most powerful, one of the most powerful numbers, and the most powerful number that's under 10, basically. So very, very potent, not a quiet energy by any means, and obviously our keyword is truth. I just want to read to you something. I just out of curiosity, I just did a Google search because I seemed to remember that there's some basic classical virtues. They call them the classical virtues. It's like the muses, right? And they were actually personifications of these attributes as gods or goddesses. And I said, is truth one of the classical virtues? I was pretty sure it was, but I just couldn't remember. I've heard so much information. I've gotten so much information over my lifetime. It's all stored in that little data bank upside my shoulders, but accessing it is always a little bit of a challenge. So anyways, this is from Notre Dame's Philosophical Reviews, and I really like this, very short. Truthfulness promotes the overall good more than untruthfulness due to a variety of factors, contributing to intellectual integrity, promoting trustworthiness in a society, promoting epistemic justice, and mitigating polarization. I'm going to read those again because, I mean, I get choked up just reading those, and those don't sound very emotional, but as soon as I start reading that, I'm thinking of our world and the chaos that's going on right now, and how much of it is based on things that are not true, things that are being said that are not true. Truthfulness promotes the overall good more than untruthfulness due to a variety of factors, including, these aren't just limited to, these are including intellectual integrity. Yes, that we know what we know to be true. Intellectual, the mind, integrity being true. Okay? It promotes intellectual integrity, that you have assurance, that you are sure in your facts. You're not worried that the facts are not the facts. Intellectual integrity. Promoting trustworthiness in a society. Hello. We literally go from interaction to interaction, assuming that people are lying to us, people are cheating us, people are stealing from us. We have this mentality of combat that has been promoted in advanced societies, shall we say. You know, it's not just Western, it's not just the United States. Most of the developed countries have developed, as part of their development, this developmental mentality of competition, of a tiny little pie, and everybody's scrambling, trying to get as much as they can of it before everybody else takes the rest. Okay? Promoting trustworthiness in a society, that we trust the people we're working with. We trust the people on the other side of the counter, on the other side of the phone conversation, on the other side of the video, of the news feed. Okay? That we can trust them. Promoting epistemic. That means across many systems, across all systems. Epi means overall, arching, systemic justice. Again, knowing what's right and promoting that. And mitigating polarization. Mitigating polarization. Do you want to know what divides people more than anything else? When you can't trust them. When you don't know that what they are saying, what they are doing is true. that we don't know the truth. So this is crucial. This is so important in today's world. So if you feel like sharing this video, I realize these are not high-tech videos. This channel's never going to be, you know, 1 million subscribers. That's never going to happen. I'm not interested in doing that at all. I don't want flash. I don't put in keywords or in my subject line that are designed for clickbaity shit. Sorry, my bad. Potty mouth. But that kind of stuff annoys me because that's more of that division stuff. Chosen ones. Please. We are all chosen, and we're all chosen to speak our truth. The whole purpose, the theme of this channel, if I wanted to try to come up with something, what is it? That we're being our authentic selves, living our authentic lives. What is authentic? True. Not a lie. Let's just be blunt, okay? That you don't lie. You don't have to lie because you don't have to defend a statement or a position that you're not sure of. We lie when we don't have all the information or when we are not sure of our position and then we're trying to make it up to bolster our position. Okay? This is all ego. This is all human. This is not helpful. It's just not helpful. So why don't we just take a step back and look at the big picture, see how we can bring truth into our lives personally? Because guess what? If every single person, imagine for just one moment, imagine that every single person on the planet suddenly was hit with a truth serum and it never went away. That it was like that for the rest of our lives, for the rest of our existence. Number one, everybody would be being very careful about what is coming out of their mouths, wouldn't they? Mindfulness would not be just a casual topic of conversation, right? It would be, people would be like, oh my God, I'm so afraid to say anything because I'm going to tell somebody their hair looks like poop, or you know, I don't like the perfume they're wearing, or they're in my way, you know, or whatever, you know. We are so afraid of speaking our truth, but we don't think about speaking the truth in love, from love. And that's the key. When you are coming from a place of love, which is literally just being safe, you feel safe. The opposite of love is not hate. The opposite of love is fear. So if you're not coming from a place of love, you're coming from fear. Just, again, let's be blunt, let's be honest, let's be truthful with ourselves to begin with, because if we're not truthful with ourselves, the whole thing is a bust. Your foundation. And the reason why we've been going through the chakras with this Authentic Self series, then you can check that out on a different playlist. I've got more coming for you guys on that. I've got a big move coming up in a week, so I'm a little scattered, a little disorganized, but I'm going to be getting on track with all of the videos. Got more Love Seat Therapist coming, as well as meditations and all sorts of stuff. So more to come with that as well. But there is no more important time than now to be speaking our truth, to be living our truth, to be breathing our truth, to be truth. Just flat out, to be truth. We are truth. The truth stands alone. You don't need to defend it. You don't need to defend yourself when you know what's true for you. So what's true for you may be wearing bell-bottom jeans when everybody else is wearing skin-tight whatevers, you know. Do you know what's right for you. And that, again, if it's coming from that place of love, which simply means that you know you are safe, you accept yourself completely as you are, and you have no need to be attacking other people, to be defending yourself. Okay, let's take a look in the book and see what our reading says for today for card number 18, Truth. Present challenge. Working through denial and accepting the power of your spirit to promote appropriate physical, emotional, and spiritual healing. This is an integration card, and it directs your attention towards inner harmony and balance. and this card seeks to focus your attention on the ways in which you can open yourself to the truth of your situation rather than living in denial. You have drawn this card to help you find the clarity you need to make important choices for your life. This is a powerful card of healing, and you have drawn it because you are seeking to understand the significance of your present challenge and to clearly determine the course of action that will best support all aspects of your well-being. Angelic message. Truth. As inevitably as the moon changes phases or the flowers blossom from their buds, you also are required to seek your own truth. You may think that there is only one truth, yet we, your angels, suggest that all of you have your own truth, your own interpretation of divine law. No one way is right or wrong, because all aspects of the divine plan are being birthed on earth simultaneously. And yet, your spirit is asserting that a single truth is emerging for you, and it is seen through the awareness and grace gathered from past experience. Fear is the only enemy of living in a truthful way. Fear robs you of clarity and peace of mind, and substitutes instead a false bravado that holds no power. Are you afraid of the truth? Are you afraid that you will hear from those you love and depend on that you are unworthy, unlovable, or offering little value? Are you afraid to know the diagnosis that may tell you that your time on the earth is limited? Are you afraid for your children to fail? Are you fearful that you will never find a life worth living? Are you afraid of being alone? Fear is a powerful means of holding you in denial and preventing you from accepting the truth of your present challenge, which is to accept the magnificence of your life, with all its struggles, as the vehicle through which you are here to learn to recognize your own spiritual truth. Truth is not a death sentence or a pronouncement from on high that is punitive, punishment in nature. Rather, truth is the means through which you can honor and evaluate the meaning of your passing physical life. Truth is the acceptance of your spirit's voice and a willingness to work in whatever way is repaired and required to honor the day and to honor the force that brings you life. Your spiritual opportunity. The guidance emerging for you through this flower image suggests that this is a time to take stock of your life. This wondrous image of green and orange, healing and balance, expresses the This wondrous image of green and orange, healing and balance, expresses the universality, the universalness and eternal processes of life, death, emergence, and release. This image is guiding you to become more aware of the deeper spiritual currents in your life, which are directing you toward a new beginning and also toward learning from the experiences and relationships that may be coming to a close. You are being alerted that your spiritual currents, the ones that teach you of your life mission and your immortality, are more available to you at this time. You are also being shown that you are becoming more sensitive to learning and insight from past lifetimes. This is a most meaningful time of personal, spiritual synthesis for your life. Practice taking no action. Practice taking no action until you are sure that the action you choose flows from your deeper truth and wisdom. Application. Think of the greatest challenge to your well-being that you face at this time. Now, pretend You can step outside your life, away from having any vested interest in your situation. Try observing your situation with dispassion. Notice how difficult it is to avoid feeling the pull of your emotions as they try to show you the images of your worst fears. But be persistent. First, consider the openings and opportunities that are in your life or are coming into it. We just had that card yesterday. Now think about the aspects of your life that are closing down or moving away from you, even though you might wish it otherwise. Try not to fight what your spirit is suggesting. Joy and well-being always follow your spirit's guidance, even if, in the short term, it means that you will have hurdles, even difficult ones, to cross. Ask your inner truth, the all-knowingness part of you, to stay with you and eliminate or reduce fear. Imagine that you are sitting in the lap or being held in the arms of the person or teacher you most love, whether or not this presence is on the earth at this time. Feel the currents of love as they flow through your body and your emotions. You are safe, and no harm can ever come to you. Relax. Breathe. And accept that all is well. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I think all of these angelic messenger cards just like they make me very, very emotionally engaged, I guess is the best way to put it. So, and I know I've heard from you guys that they do the same for you, which is one of the reasons why we love pulling out this 1993 deck. Don't be afraid to speak your truth, but remember that it's got to come from that place where it's not coming from fear, where you're not attacking, where you're not feeling like you have to defend a position, an opinion, an action that you're doing, or whatever. You know, once you are feeling defensive, all bets are off. That's when it's fear-based, and you need to just like stop the mouth. Step back, say, I just need a moment. I just need a moment. I just want to make sure that I say this right, that I speak this from my heart, that I say this with compassion, from my place of integrity. Don't be afraid to ask for time from people. Don't be afraid to ask for time in a situation. We are so busy being rushed from this and rushed from that. We got to do this and then we got to run and do that. You can take your time with a transaction, whether it's a discussion that you're having with somebody on the phone or in person, whether it's something you're trying to do online. You can take your time. Just take 5 seconds. Step back, sit back, lean back, and just say, just give me a moment. Just need a moment. I just want to make sure that I say this from a place of love and truth. What is true for me? And I want to make sure that I'm not saying anything that is harmful or hurtful to myself or to you. You say that to somebody, if you're having a difficult conversation and you ask them for a moment, that moment of vulnerability on your part is going to disarm them. They have no attack. When you ask, let me have a little bit of time so I make sure that I say this from a place of love. How can they attack that? If they try, then you can easily identify, I understand this is not a good time to have this conversation. Let's come back in 5 minutes or 5 hours or 5 days, 5 years, whatever, you know, and have this conversation again. I'm just looking at the timer going, holy cow. You know, there's no way that you can predict what's going to happen with these readings. They're not scripted, obviously, except for whatever I read out of the books. So I believe all of this information was true. I believe all of this information was necessary to get out on this video. So I'm going to try to shorten it up at this point and tell you I love you. You are way more powerful than you think you are, than you believe yourself to be. When you come from that place of truth, when you come from that place where you feel safe in whatever it is that you are speaking or doing, and it may be an emotion, you may feel, I have a right to be angry about this situation. Okay, go right ahead. How long do you want to stay there in anger? Because anger is an ego response. Anger is based out of fear. So how long do you want to hold that? You may be justified in feeling attacked. Yes, but when you're coming from that place of feeling attacked, you're on the defensive. You're going to be looking for things that are going to not necessarily benefit the whole situation, just benefit your ego. So try to do what you can to remove the ego from whatever is going on. Ask for your moment of time if you need a moment to speak your truth, but don't ever be afraid of speaking your truth. I love you. Have the most amazing, fantastic day. Namaste and ciao for now.